everyone, I'm Kathryn and today I'm answering the question, how do you find ideas? So I have a speculation on why so many people have problems finding ideas. We have a tendency to find people who have succeeded in what we hope to achieve. And as a result, we compare ourselves to a finished product without really understanding the process that went behind obtaining and creating this finished product. But we are intelligent beings and we try and figure it out ourselves. We come up with the idea that first you need an idea, you execute that idea, and then you have success. And this formula of idea, execution, success is correct in a very oversimplified, unhelpful way. Because at the end of the day, while this formula is correct, it's also not sustainable. Inspiration is not your friend who's going to come offering you ideas on a silver platter whenever you want. On the rare occasion that inspiration has come and offered you an idea on a silver platter, write that crap down. Seriously. If you have an idea, write it down right now. Pause the video, we'll wait. You might be thinking, I'm not gonna forget this idea. Yes, you will, you will. It will come into your mind and then it will go out the other side and be lost in the graveyard of forgotten ideas forever. Case in point, I have a folder on my computer called The Graveyard. In it, I write down all the ideas that I have. Whenever I decide that I'm going to start a project, I go into the graveyard and peruse all the random thoughts that I have. And I found a project called The Seed Key Story. And I was rather confused because I did not remember it. There were so many files. I had 2 complete outlines for 2 different books. I had a partial draft, an expanded outline, character motivations, and when I was reading it, it kept me engaged. And I was really devastated that I didn't finish the partial draft because I thought, wow, this is a really good story. But by the end of it, I could not, for the life of me, remember writing all of this information down. And it was just last year and I completely forgot. If you take nothing else away from this video, write your ideas down. You will forget them. Even after you write them, you will forget them. Because that's how life works. Now you're probably wondering, well, if I can't count on inspiration, how do you get ideas, Kathryn? Brainstorming. But didn't you just say that inspiration isn't going to come when you want it to? That is correct. Coming up with ideas is an art, not a science. But if you're writing down all your inspirational moments, then you can go back and look at that, which can lead to new ideas. Or you can do things like interact with the world, which in turn can inspire you and give you ideas. The perfect example that I have is myself and YouTube. When you watch this video, you see a finished product. But what you don't know is that I work on a 3-month cycle. Right now we're in October, and all the videos for October, November, and December, I brainstormed back in August. So I had them all down. For some of my ideas, I don't need to work that hard because they're theme-based. For example, beer mistresses. I just have to get a beer. But that specific idea was inspired by Prince Charming and my time in France. Over the course of 10 years, acquired an understanding and knowledge of wine, and since Belgium had a beer culture, I thought it would be interesting to explore beer. But I didn't think about making videos about it because I knew nothing about beer until Prince Charming suggested that that could be something I feature on my channel. I tried it and it's been successful and has led to many different opportunities and has introduced me to various people in the beer industry, and it's just been an amazing ride. Likewise, when I went into AuthorTube, I really didn't know about BookTube, and I thought, well, if I'm an author, I should make an effort to support other writers. How can I support other writers? By doing reviews. Doing BookTube has introduced me to so many different writers, to just other people who love books. I got that idea when I decided that I wanted to share my own progression in becoming a published author. Sometimes one thing leads to another. It's an art, guys, not a science. But brainstorming is probably the best way that you're going to perpetually have ideas. So as I said, I have 3 months worth of video ideas, but I also have a running list of ideas that I have and want to do in the future, so maybe they'll get done next month. But I also have a list of ideas that I wanted to do, but then I had some inspiration, and so I did that idea first and I traded it out, and so now the idea that I plan to do is on a running list of ideas that I might do in the future. Kathryn, how can I manipulate inspiration and find ideas? Well, I'm here to help you guys. Most of the ideas that I get from watching videos or TV and just thinking, I could do that better. Or, I never thought of this, but this is my opinion, and then I make a video on it, or I write a short story. You know, it sort of depends. Another good way to get ideas is to interact with people. And if you can't do that, consider online forums or writing groups on Facebook. Or if nothing else, just go to Quora and look at some of the questions. Sometimes you just need to be asked a question and boom, inspiration hits, and then you can have an idea. Interaction with people though, that is the #1 place that I get ideas. For example, I joined Twitter and one of the first people I met was a woman named Cariad, and she is a coder, and that really just was so impressive to me. And then later she created this website, Get Code Love. And I was just so awe-inspired by her abilities to create a website from scratch. And I thought, I want to do that. And now I'm learning how to make websites, which in part was inspired by Cariad from Twitter. Hey, I'm gonna leave her stuff in the description. You guys should check it out. She's writing a book, and I don't know if I can say stuff about it, but I'm so excited for this book. And when she writes this book, you can expect me to review it on Book Discuss. But I'm really excited about that. Another person who has inspired me is Hanna Lee Kidder. She published a short story collection, and I've never been into short stories, but then I read oh my goodness. Hanna Lee Kidder is a freaking wordsmith, and I thought my own writing skills aren't where I want them to be. They're weak. So I started the short story writing challenge to help myself with my own writing skills, but also to help other people who would want to improve their writing skills. And all of that was inspired by Hanna Lee Kidder. She doesn't know that, but it was. That's sort of how inspiration and brainstorming and ideas work, is that sometimes you want an idea for over here, but you get an idea that's for this. But if you do this idea, it eventually leads to over here. It's confusing. Like I said, it's an art, not a science. Who knows? Hopefully, maybe you watch this video and you got the idea of, I'm going to make a video talking about how to find ideas because this woman didn't do it as well as you could, for example. I have inspired people. My job is done. That's what I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. All my social links are in the description below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Tootsies, may applescenes. Why things. With NaNoWriMo, whenever I want to, and even though I had